footage has emerged of a terrifying neighbourhood dispute in the northern suburbs. A driver tried to mow down a family of four armed with machetes and a sledgehammer in their front yard.
In a second shocking attack, a security guard from the Elizabeth city centre has also been stabbed after chasing down two alleged shoplifters.
Alright, so yeah, we're out in Elizabeth today. Checking out City Elizabeth. This is going to be part one of a few part series. Today we're just going to be getting around the area, seeing what the housing situation is.
The new town of Elizabeth, some 17 miles from Adelaide, has been designed to house 50,000 people by 1968. Modern hotels, shops, public utilities and homes are of the latest design. It is not often possible to plan a town on a drawing board and see the dream come to practical fruition. Such a scheme has in fact eventuated at Elizabeth.
The suburb of Elizabeth was established as a result of the post-World War II state housing boom and a government push to industrialise and grow the state. The South Australian Housing Trust initiated a major housing development program in the area, creating Elizabeth as a satellite city to house a growing population and provide a hub for new manufacturing industries like General Motors Holden. The area was primarily farmland before the 1950s. Following World War II, Australia faced a housing shortage and a need for industrial expansion, which South Australia aimed to address. The state government tasked the South Australian Housing Trust with creating a new satellite city to meet these demands. The trust purchased a large tract of land to develop housing and a manufacturing employment hub. The aim was to create a city of tomorrow, an affordable, self-sufficient community for around 50,000 residents with housing, commercial areas and factories. A key aspect of Elizabeth's design was attracting major industries, with manufacturers like Holden establishing plants there to draw on the assured supply of labour from the new housing estate. And now the area of Elizabeth, which was once intended to be a city of tomorrow, with modern planning and infrastructure for a growing population, has fallen short on the promise, with the town now experiencing issues such as social breakdown and economic hardship, has now earned a reputation for violence and gangs, now considered one of the state's most notorious areas. In this episode, I will be showing you the area of Elizabeth as it is today.
Scenes of utter chaos at Elizabeth South.
Police have swarmed two streets in Elizabeth Park after a violent altercation. Police are searching for a driver who lined up and mowed down a family at the front of their Elizabeth South home.
The shocking stabbing happened here at this busy Elizabeth train and bus interchange.
Middle-aged woman's been arrested for allegedly assaulting police when her Elizabeth South unit caught on fire overnight.
Residents here on Budner Street say violence is common in the area, telling 7 News police are often responding to drunken arguments and fights.
A couple of days ago across the road had someone come to their house with a busted jaw. She had to call the ambulance and it's from the same house as well.
An accused home invader lying in the middle of Pastor Street with a stab wound to his stomach.
Told me someone entered his home with a newborn and he's gone in all offensive.
You know, we can't have the kids playing out in the street anymore.
We had like a few fights and that.
Don't we just love Elizabeth?
Today we're just going to be getting around the area, seeing what the housing situation is. So far I've been driving around, I've been back and forth for the last few days, and I've been coming across a lot of these, not just in houses but as businesses as well. There's been a lot of businesses that look like they've been shut down, and anyway, yeah, so, and then next to it here we got another joint. So yeah, today, this is going to be part one. It's going to be focusing on the housing situation. So I don't know any of the context behind what this is, what the go with this building is. It might have been a halfway house or something, I don't know. But I was driving past and I could see from the front end it looked like it was pretty thrashed. And so yeah, The part of Elizabeth that I'm in at the moment, I'm in Elizabeth Downs, so it's going to be kind of random with where I go, because the city of Elizabeth is huge. A bit like Salisbury, it's made up of like 7-8 different suburbs. So that's why I have a few different parts on the series, and for this part it'd just be focusing on the housing situation. So when I seen this cruising past, I thought maybe that had like, they were writing like no fucking, you know, Edo pays or some shit, so I was just sussing that out. So I've been around a few spots already. I've been hung around the train station for a little bit, the shopping complex that's here in Elizabeth. I've been driving about the areas, and I'll be honest, it seems pretty quiet, you know what I mean? There's not a whole lot going on. There wasn't a whole lot going on at the shopping centre or down by the train station, you know, your more typical sort of spots. So, you know, I've checked out the Holden joint and whatnot, because the Holden factory here, well, it's not anymore, but it did play a major part in the development of Elizabeth. The vibe is a little, yeah, whatever, but I mean, again, just getting around the way it's been pretty cruisy. So I just wanted to stop, suss that out, do the intro for the EP. I'll go cruise around the area, see what the go is up and around the joint, and not expecting too much, because again, like today, I'm gonna have a few walkthroughs. I got a lad lined up who's gonna do a walkthrough of Elizabeth. He's gonna take me to different sections of the area. It's been a little while since I brought an EP to you for the series, so I thought I'd come out today and just check out the housing situation, get the second part of the series kicked off really. But yeah, already we've just pulled up here and there's like two right next to one another. I have been seeing that there's a lot of just empty plots of land, so I'm under the impression that the parts of the area I'm in now are undergoing gentrification, because a lot of the buildings have already been bulldozed, land's been cleared to make way for new projects. So complex here, I could see they had a bunch of them just over in here. We'll see in a minute, all boarded up and shit, so I'll just come and get a closer look. See, just here. Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, I see. It looks like there's been a fire up in here. It's up in there. And so now, because of that fire, that one fire, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 joints. It can't be used. Anyway, that's all I wanted to get a look at just over here. Can see what the go was. Windows busted out in there. Yo, yo. Look at the lino in this joint. Hella good flooring in here. Lad. Fucking hell, lad. Obviously, I'm not gonna go walking up in there. It's hectic. Look at that, it's all like, whatever the f that is, it's all melted and shit. Anyway, it looked like as well, back over this way, there was a whole section they've just been completely wiped out. And so I'm assuming these ones are still good. But yeah, and then I just want to walk up here. There's like a parkland I want to go suss out. So I'm gonna go do that now. Again, it's been hella quiet, walking about. And nothing really going on in the area. I got told by a lad, when I was at the Elizabeth shopping centre, I got told by a lad to go check out Elizabeth Downs. I wasn't filming at the time, I just sort of was cutting through and getting some like B-roll shots. But I asked the lad, I said, you know, I'm here, what parts of the area do you reckon I should go suss out? He said, check out Elizabeth Downs. So that's where I've been. I've been cruising around there for like half an hour and not really a whole lot going on. So I just started cruising my way back down here, and then that's when I spotted those joints over there. And yeah, so I haven't seen that before on the blocks down south. No alcohol permitted. See, how's that? No alcohol. See, they don't have that up south. They don't have no alcohol signs all over the joint. Oh, communal areas. So that's like all in the outside areas. You can drink in your house though. I was gonna say, like, anyway, just gonna walk up this way. And there was like a parkland over here I wanted to go suss out. It gave me south vibes, so I want to go check it out, have a walk through. And yeah, mainly just having a little look around the area today. Get an idea on what the housing situation is out here. But I'm just gonna make my way up here. As you can see, there's like all parkland over here. It goes for like a couple kilometers, and then it cut in to some back road looking pathway. So we're gonna go suss that out. You know, something else I've been noticing while I've been cruising the area, there's lots of like very colorful houses out here. So I've seen a lot of light blue houses, yellow houses. That's not the first one. I've seen multiple yellow houses, yellow gates, the whole lot. And that's something I'm not used to see. I don't usually see that. So when I was driving around the area, it really stood out to me just how sort of colorful it is. I've seen pink houses and all the rainbow. So this is what I wanted to check out. And straight away, lad, I can see there's a tent set up out over here, eh? There's someone camped up out here. What's on? What are you doing out here, brother?
Homeless, mate.
So how long you been out here? You doing alright or?
For a while.
Are you on any waiting lists or anything at the moment for housing?
Yeah, I did all the paperwork and everything else, so yeah, all good, just waiting on that call.
Yep. So you've been here specifically for a bit?
I've been suggesting the anger care and everything else like that.
Yeah.
To actually, yeah.
And it's didn't it? Because right down the road, I've just come from up the block there, and there's like 10 empty joints in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. That's so that's what I do. I do most Notorious areas. So it's coming through the areas with Notoriety, but I have a focus on the housing situation, the housing crisis, the people that are out on the street, the houses that are empty, housing trusts like Negligence, shit like that.
Got a card or anything?
Nah, so I'm on YouTube, BOBSTA.
The BOBSTA?
Yeah, brother, BOBSTA.
Here's my little book. I know, they keep ripping them down, but they're not putting anything up.
Nah. That's exactly right. So,
and it's just getting worse. So why can't you put in like to do it? You know, not you. I mean,
yeah.
You know,
100%.
Government places, like, why can't they do it?
Yeah, exactly. Because they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. I just thought I'd come over, see what you go is, and you lived here. You've grown up here.
Nah, well, Victoria, but
okay.
Come here and been here for a fair while, so.
Alright.
Yeah.
What's your experience of the area been like? Has anyone come, other than me coming up today, you don't have no trouble? People don't give you no trouble?
Come around, passing by and shit.
Yeah, no one gives you trouble in that?
Nah.
Put my camera down. You're right. No, I don't carry a lot of money on me, but
then yeah, take that, bro. And whatever you need, fucking food, drink, whatever, fuck, you know what I mean? Need smoke or anything? Yeah, cool. No, I appreciate you talking with me, bro, eh?
No, I don't mind talking.
Just helps give a little bit of context on the area and actual, you know, showing that what's going on here. Because otherwise, you know, people drive through, they see the parklands like over here and, you know, all the shopping complex, and they get sort of a false idea of what the area is like.
I don't know what you call a sixth sense just for where to go hit, because I'm not familiar with the area, as I've made mention multiple times. I drove past this parkland, and like I said before, it gave me real south vibes. I literally walked up, I did not see that tent. He's posted up behind the behind a little shed over there. I put the camera in my pocket because it's really, you know what I mean, like it's just as hard for me to like walk up and have the camera as it is for them probably being filmed. But unless you guys see it, you don't believe it, you know what I mean? Like, so I have to do this. This is what I have to do to really give context on what's going on here in the area. That bloke has been out on the street for knows how long. He's been getting moved on by the council. So if anyone watching this wants to come out and give Steve a hand, he said that he'd probably still be there, otherwise he's going to be moved up further. The council have been out hounding him, telling him to move. And where's he supposed to go? You know what I mean? Like, he's not bothering nobody camped up out here in the parkland where there's no residential building, no nothing, you know? So it really is a damn fucking shame that people just get forgotten like that. You know, people fall through the cracks. It could be a number of reasons. I know there's a lot of people that watch and say homeless, you know, a lot of the homelessness is, you know, they're by choice. And that's the most rarest case for people that are living on the street, is that they've chosen to do it. I have met people who have straight up said that yes, they chosen to be homeless because they don't like the responsibility of paying bills and they're never having any money, and living on the street means that they have more money to be able to live life, so to speak. But you have to understand that that is the minority of people living on the street. A lot of the time, it could be due to mental health, it could be due to family breakdowns, drugs, lack of knowing what to do in this type of situation and how to move forward. And that's where I feel that it's the community's job to point those people in the right direction. A lot of people are just lost and don't know what to do at the end of the day. We got another one, another tent over here. I don't know how well you can see that, just in there, right there. So this is in Elizabeth Downs. I'm not sure what the name of this parkland here is, but I've just walked up from here. We had Steve over to the right, and now we got another one right over here and nestled up in the bushland. So I'll go walk over there, get a bit of a closer gaze, see if we can't have a chat like we did with the bloke down here. But yeah, it just disgusts me, some of the comments from people of privilege who seem to think that everybody is out here on choice. And again, I can't stress enough, that is the minority of people that are homeless. Most of them are forced out, you know what I mean? Because they can't fit in with societal norms, whatever the case might be. And that's just it too. Like, why I asked him, do you come from housing? Because it's a well-known documented fact that people from housing are, you know, quote unquote isolated from the rest of society, so to speak. So this is a really nice spot. If it's closed up, I'm not going to walk up and trying to get them out of their tent to, you know, whatever. We can just by seeing it is enough, I think, for you to sort of get an understanding on sort of what's going on here. It's appalling. If the councils are out here knowing there's people living like this, rather than come and tell them to move on, why not provide them the numbers and try and connect them in with the services that are going to help them, because telling them to move on isn't going to do anything, you know what I mean? That's just fucked. So my battery on the camera is getting low and I've got the other ones in the car, so I'm going to have to trek back, start making my way back, pop in a new battery and then walk about. But yeah, man, like I said, today we're just sort of coming through the area, try and get an understanding what the housing situation is around here, the housing crisis, because it's affected countrywide, you know what I mean? This isn't just localized in one suburb or particular suburbs. And mind you too, my series is documenting the most notorious areas, but this shit's going on even in the less notorious areas, in the areas where you wouldn't expect it to be happening. So yeah, bro. Yeah, brother.
Yeah, I thought I recognised you. I've been watching you fucking vlogs and that.
Yeah, Mac.
Yeah, hey, brother.
You don't mind being on the video?
Nah, it's all good.
Oh, you'll be on the EP then, brother.
No.
Legend. He was full doubling back like, you're that lad on YouTube. Wasn't sure if I was about to have a punch on then. So yeah, Gilberton is a very affluent area and it's going on there. You got housing blocks nestled in amongst $2 million homes, and people living on the fucking street. Yeah, and so sometimes when these alleyways, because these alleyways, same with south up here, there's a lot of alleyways that cut through the areas, and sometimes in the alleyways are like too dangerous and shit, they'll do this. Block it off from even being used. But yeah, like I made mention as well, there's not so many empty homes as there are plots of land. So gentrification is underway in this area and they're obviously already knocking them down, getting them ready for redevelopment. Just got a couple more spots I want to hit, and then once we've done that, I'll be wrapping it up, getting this EP wrapped up. Remember, this is just part one, so I'm gonna have a few parts on Elizabeth. Just it being such a massive area, I have to, and same for Salisbury. There'll be a few more EPs for Salisbury on the way too. Yeah, so I'm in Elizabeth South at the moment on Mahood Street. Mahood now. And I've just been cruising through the area, seeing a lot of empty plots of land. Like I said, I'm seeing a lot of businesses and even factories and things that seem to be burned down and abandoned. And just here in front of me is a row of shops which all look to be abandoned. We've got a super deli, a diner, hairdresser, all of it's all shut. It's the middle of Monday as well, so it's Monday today. It's the middle of the day. I just want you to see all this as well, how all of this, see how there's all this sort of overgrown grassland here? Driving around Elizabeth, all parts of Elizabeth South, East, all over, there is a lot, just tons of this shit. Council strips that have just not been maintained, of land that are just sitting empty. And yeah, so when you're getting around areas, that's pretty much what there is to it here. We're on Grove Shops.
Grove Street.
Grove, brother. That's on Sam and Joe's here. If anybody on here has any context to what the goal is here, maybe they're just closed. Maybe it's all just closed today. And here I am thinking they're all shut down. So correct me if I'm wrong. But based off of first looks, I think there's nothing happening here at the moment. Dinner at the Grove. San Andreas vibes. See, that would be the best way to tell, is like, how dusty is this? And here we've got Monday, 9 to 5. Like I said, middle of the day Monday right now.
Is that shut down, mate?
Huh?
Is that shut down?
Yeah, I think so. That's what I'm having a suss at.
Cigarettes?
You looking for ciggies? Yeah, I think they're closed, bro. It's middle of Monday.
That's what Nick say.
Yep, maybe. Yeah, bruv. The old chop rolly.
No, they usually have Benson edges there for $20 a pack.
Oh, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, no shit. The real shit. Yeah.
Oh, that's good, bro.
Easy, brother. So, looks like they're meant to be open. How's like I'm just out front of the shop and the guy pulls up? What are they closed? They're normally open. Even he's driving around in his BMW, old fella. He's like, must have got done in. See, now I know I pointed this stuff out to you guys when we were up south. I pointed out how there was a lot of this sort of shit going on the businesses that were around south. Driving around north, I've seen a lot of the same sort of thing. You know, all these spiked fucking fences and massive steel cage doors. Because yeah, again, like with these areas, these more notorious areas, there's a lot of well, not, I won't say there's a lot, but there's a lot more crime than there is in your typical suburban areas. Hence the reputation that Elizabeth has. I'm really just winging it today. Like I said, I'm not overly familiar with Elizabeth and the northern areas here. I know my way around well enough, but I don't know it like I know south, where I can just point out, yeah, this road, that road, this block, da-da-da. So I'm really just winging it today. And with sort of what I do with my content, you know, I can kind of do that. I can kind of come through an area, just wing it, see what the goal is and show you guys, because it makes it more organic that way too, because it's not forced. It's not me going and forcing, you know, specific spots to show you, like, look how bad the area is, da-da-da. I'm not doing that. I'm just getting around today showing you what the area is. And for someone who's not really that familiar with it, who's just cruising by. So this is the type of shit that you're seeing everywhere. Rubbish, overgrown grasslands, people camped up in the parks, businesses shut down, burnout skid marks literally fucking everywhere. Empty houses, empty plots of land. It just, and we got those shops there where we've just sussed out, and then it looks like there's an entire complex in through here. I'm not going to go walk through it, but there is a complex here, and on the backs of every single fucking fence you've got this, and you got a private property, trust tenants only. I'm a trust tenant, so I can go walk through there. These parklands, man, there's driving around the area, just tons of this, eh? And then like this as well, where they've just got the empty plots of land. So unlike in the other areas that I've done so far, where there's, you know, a lot of vacant houses and shit, and I'm sure there's more, trust me, because this is a massive area. I've only done parts of it. There's just mainly empty plots of land. So, and I could imagine too that, considering that's a complex there, just here, and the way that this road sort of comes in like it does here, and then we've got it empty there and we've got it empty over here, I wouldn't be surprised if this all was another part of what was that complex. So yeah, basically today, again, like I said at the very beginning, it was just coming through the area and doing a focus point, and really just doing a focus on the housing situation around here. Try and get an idea of, you know, how many empty joints there'd be around, or vacant plots of land, stuff like that. Get just a vibe of the area. So I have a few different walkthroughs lined up, but they will be different focuses. So I have a lad who will be taking me through the area. He's going to take me to each part of Elizabeth, and he's a local, he's grown up here, so he's going to show me the most notorious sections of each part of Elizabeth. And I'll be honest with you, being a Southie myself and not from North, we all hear the stories, we all know the reputation that this area has, and so far, I mean, so where I've been in parts of the area, it's all been good vibes, you know what I mean? It's maybe a little bit more sore on the eye, but given the location of where it is, that's why. We don't have beaches and shit right near here where we're at in Elizabeth and all Salisbury and stuff, so you could only imagine the government are going to put less TLC into these areas that people are less likely to be, you know, traveling through or coming to look at to live in, whereas in the south they are close to the beaches. So my perspective of it is that south is more notorious and that it looks better on the eye given where it's at, being close to the beaches and stuff, and this area has a better vibe, but it looks a lot more, you know, it's a bit of an eyesore. So I think the fact of the way the area looks adds a lot to the reputation and the reason why people feel like it's not that safe through here. But I would say that walking through south is less safe than it is walking through here. The people seem to be friendly, you know, they approach you and they have a chat and whatnot. So yeah, see what I mean, lad? Like, I know that looks like nothing, but I've gotten B-rolls. I'm not joking when I say these fucking skid marks, bro. They're literally everywhere. Like every single main road, back street, little intersection part, there's just like full doughy fucking skid marks. I got told Elizabeth Downs is where a lot of the boys be getting around on the bikes and shit too. So I cruised around the area there for maybe a little over an hour. I didn't see any, or I would have gone up on them and tried to get a little bit of a piece on that. But speaking of that, we are going to have a Bike Life EP on the way. That's going to be in Davern Park, so that should be a good one. Make sure you stay posted for that one. That'll be coming pretty soon. I'm pretty keen to get out and do that too. But yeah, anyway, so back on Marhood Street. See? They're everywhere. Gonna go jump back in the car. I might hit up one more spot. I'll be wrapping it all up, doing the outro and finishing up for part one. We'll have part two on the way real soon. Marhood. Go out to fucking Hanson Road. You got streets out there, Hookings Terrace and shit, named after obviously what it's notorious for. You come out to Elizabeth, you go to Marhood Street and whatever. Found myself a little like back road trail just going along a complex here. The complex is this complex is huge. I'd argue too that north areas have some of the largest complexes in the state, so I just thought I'd walk along here anyway, see if I couldn't see any vacant or boarded up joints. Get a bit of scenery in anyway. Beep. From the outside, it looks sweet, so I'll get a little geese. Just cutting through here. I'm not gonna go walking around the whole complex. I'm just gonna get in, have a quick look. Because like I said, this one's huge. Like, this is only one part of it. It's probably a good 50, 60 homes just in here. And then it goes down for like another 4 or 5 streets or some shit. Look, there's a sign over here. That sign, there's sort of like a map to show. So without even having to go and walk all the way through it, we'll get up, have a close up over here of the sign just so you can see, because it's huge. And then it goes in over there. I show these complex signs normally when I go into a area And you would know based off of the other ones you've seen how small now they will look compared to this. See, man? Fucking huge. And again, like I said, you know, you're just walking through and you're seeing a lot of this type of shit, overgrown parklands and whatnot. It's just everywhere. And then you got this nice new wooden bench. So I don't know, the council have come in and decided I'll put a nice new bench here. Well done, boys. Money well spent. I'm being sarcastic too for the people who didn't pick up on that. The fuck? That's a full hazard, lad. You know what I find funny? You see these dumping of rubbish prohibited signs always where everybody comes and dumps the rubbish. Like almost as if it's an invitation, because you won't see it otherwise. And so yeah, like I said, massive complex here, this one. I don't have the time to walk through this whole complex just to show you the same builds over and over again. And this is one of hundreds of complexes that are like this here in the Elizabeth areas and the northern areas. You'll drive around and you'll find these everywhere. And then like we showed with the halfway houses, they're just everywhere. This whole area is a government built area. There's a bit of shit behind that, you know, it's to do with the Holden factory and all that shit, and named after Queen Elizabeth, you know, it's supposed to be like a utopia, you know, sort of experimental city, which obviously went to shit and fell through, you know what I mean? And it didn't go to plan. So I'll put clips in to show you of what they presented Elizabeth to be when it was first built and now what you've got going here. So yeah, I just wanted to come in anyway and show you just even a little bit of this, because I'm just trying to paint a picture in your mind of what the generally entire makeup of the area is without me having to go down every single fucking street here in the area, because that ain't happening. That's what I do with each of my EPs. I just try and put the most context on it as I can by showing the parts of the areas that are kind of making up the rest of the area. Especially today, we're really just going with the flow of it today. There's no real plan on how I'm doing this EP, so I'm just coming out as organic as possible too. So yeah, I'll just make my way out to the main road part here of the complex so I can look down it and show you. I did a drive-by shot, so we'll insert that again just to give you an idea. But so you've got this main road here, and then on the right or left hand side of that we've got the complex that runs all the way down here. So that's just all where we've walked through now. And with that said, that'll wrap up this episode for today. And again, like I said, it's a part one of a few parts that we're going to do for Elizabeth. I know when I've done Salisbury, it's the same thing. There's like 7-8 areas that make up Salisbury. So we'll do a few more areas, a few more parts for the area of Salisbury in that too. I have a couple walkthroughs lined up. If you're from North in Elizabeth or these surrounding areas, and you've got like a specific thing you want to chat about or topic that you feel like I need to cover, reach out. You can email me. My email is in my YouTube bio, or you can DM me on Instagram. I'll come out and you can run me through whatever it is that you want to run me through. Really just winging it today, getting around the area. And you know, I felt like that was the best way to do it, starting off the season 2, going back to my roots of how I initiated the whole series to begin with. It was me going to an area, walking about it, and sort of on an organic day, just showing you what it is like, you know what I mean? No forced meetups and perspectives and things like that, just the perspective of somebody coming into the area and then getting about. So again, like I said, you've got your complex out over here, all along this road and the surrounding areas for all of Elizabeth are these halfway builds. You got multiple mini complexes, you've got the big complexes, and then you've got the half builds. So, and then unlike South, where you'll get around the area. It's all pretty nice. You have one concentrate where it's got all your housing, and you'll spot a neighborhood watch sign. They've got the neighborhood watch signs here, fucking literally every street. You know, a constant reminder to the community, I suppose, to sort of look out for one another and I suppose call in and report things that they can see happening. I guess this neighborhood watch thing, we look at that and we think about how with the crime and that's also for your homeless and for the people like we've seen living in a fucking park, you know what I mean? Your neighborhood watch, your community, come out, is what I was saying. It's up to the community to help as well, point these people in the right direction, because a lot of the time they're just lost. So this has been part 1 of Elizabeth. I hope you have enjoyed the EP and been able to open your perspectives a little bit. We'll be back with another one, with another part for Elizabeth. And until then, stay tuned. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, all the good shit. Get this out there, and we'll see you on the next one.